welcome everyone. We've got Tagan Shepard here. We're going to talk about her book, Cabin Fever. Can you give us a quick little rundown about the book?
Sure, yeah. So Cabin Fever, it's a contemporary romance, kind of low angst. I tend to not be super angsty. Just a warning to all those folks who love to weep and groan over books that not so much. But it's two business rivals who get stuck in a snowy cabin in the middle of the woods and have to figure out all these, feelings about each other and also how to get out of there. And yeah, it's kind of sweet, but there is a little bit of the enemies to lovers going on.
Nice. They got to warm each other up. I mean, I know you love tropes, right? So I know you mentioned it's enemies to lovers, but are there any other tropes in Cabin Fever?
There are a lot of them. Yeah, I started as a fanfic writer, so I use a lot of tropes, I will admit. It's enemies to lovers, it's stuck in a snowy cabin, so that forced proximity thing. Only one bed, which is one of my favorite tropes. There's a little bit of hurt comfort in there. I think that might be it. I usually try and fit 4 or 5 into a book.
Why do you think women love these sapphic tropes? What do you think that's about?
I'm not sure. Like for me, I love the stuck in the snowy cabin trope because I love some of the classics of sapphic romance.
Right.
Karen Callmaker's Painted Moon, Jerry Hill, can't remember what hers is called, but yeah, we do that one really well. I think, it's that idea. One of the things I love about tropes is you know what to expect, right? It's kind of the same reason I love romance novels. There's going to be a happy ending.
Right,
so,
right. We love that.
Yeah, you can be comfortable inside your little blanket and then just read a new story.
Right, and we love the angst sometimes too. I don't get it, but yes. It's like when you start a new book, do you think, I want to use these tropes, or do you have an idea for a character? How do you start?
It usually starts with a character. Sometimes it's a job. Sometimes it's like their little quirk. And then I kind of go from there. The one I'm writing right now, it's a ways off, but it started as like a kind of challenge to myself. Like I was like, I don't think fake relationship books work, so I don't think that can happen. And then I started writing. I was like, damn, this really works.
Like people pretend to be together and then they end up falling for
exactly.
Nice.
It's like, oh, we have to kiss because we have to make it look real, and then it's like, oh, this kiss feels nice.
Nice. All right, so that's what you're working on. Good. So what's something about you your readers wouldn't expect?
Oh, that's a good one. I think probably the thing that would surprise most people is that in my day job, in my Clark Kent to this Superman persona, I'm a scientist. I'm an engineer. It's very rigid. There's definitely like boxes and that I fit neatly inside. But that's kind of why I love to have that creative side to kind of burst out.
Absolutely. Would you ever think of writing about an engineer or a scientist?
There's a little bit of that in Cabin Fever. Okay. They are salespeople in medical laboratory equipment, which is the kind of thing that's what I am an engineer for. I fix medical laboratory equipment. So it's the more fun end, the sales part, right? People who like to talk to people instead of us engineers who like to sit in the corner and tinker with screwdrivers.
Right. Is that how you got the idea for Cabin Fever?
It is actually. Sort of. So I used to work for a company that was headquartered in Rochester, New York, and I live in DC, and sometimes it's like a 7-hour drive, but the flights sometimes would be like 8 hours because of waiting for a flight to happen. So I would drive home sometimes rather than flying back from training. And one time it was October and it snows in Rochester, New York in October, which is wild to me, but whatever.
Right.
And so I had to get off of the highway to get gas in this little podunk town right before you get into the mountains. And snow had covered the entrance sign, the sign that says like highway this way. And so I almost missed the exit and I kind of had to, up on 2 tires. And so I spent the next 7 hours of that drive trying to like telling myself a story about what would have happened if I had missed that exit. So that's what happens to them is they miss the exit off of the highway in Rochester, New York and end up in a snowy cabin together.
Wow. You think they'd angle the sign? I mean, you're an engineer, right? Angle the sign a little so the snow doesn't stick.
Give it a little hat or something.
Right, exactly. I mean, we got a couple seconds left, but I know we've got World Pride. Anything you want to say about that in DC?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. June 7th and 8th, all day long, both days, Saturday and Sunday. Come out and meet a bunch of authors. I'm going to be selling Cabin Fever there. So if you want to read about a snowy cabin in a really hot day in June, come and see us.
Sounds great. Thank you again, Tagan, for coming on. This was fun.
Absolutely. Thanks.
All right. See you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.